Hello everybody, welcome back. This is your host, Master Vinny MC, and as always, it is a pleasure to have you all here with me today. I am collecting some resources, and while I do it, I'm going to go ahead and share some stories with you about my family in this last weekend. Just kind of some fun stuff, so that way you guys can still be entertained, and at the same time, you can still, basically be aware of the fact that all the building that I do here on my map and in the Empire is done in vanilla. And part of vanilla is resource management, yada, yada, yada. You guys know the drill. So anyways, story time. All right, so I go home this last weekend. And on my way home this last weekend, I went home. I drove home with my mother. And on my way home last weekend, she was telling me, she says, your father, you didn't come home for his birthday last weekend. And I'd known this because I'd been very busy. And he turned, 53? So first of all, happy birthday, old man. That's good. Good that you're still kicking at 53. No, I'm just picking on him. He knows I pick on him. No, but I love him dearly. So and we have a good relationship. But it sucks that I couldn't be home for his birthday because I was very busy that weekend at school here. But when I could finally come home, and I was in the car riding home with my mom, it's about an hour drive. And she was driving because I was so tired. It wasn't even funny. It's like passed out in the passenger seat. But she'd mentioned to me, she's like, your father was saying just before that, you usually bake him something for his birthday. I'm usually the one who makes the cake or some kind of treats because my dad's got a huge sweet tooth, and that's kind of my deal. My gift to him is usually to ply him with all sorts of, sugary goodness. Even though he totally doesn't need it with his diabetes. But, he can have a little bit of it every now and again. So it's his treat. And, as his loving son, I make sure he always has his snacks. But, yeah, so on the way home, she mentions this to me. So I'm like, all right, fine then. I will fix this. I will show him that I haven't forgotten, that I should be making him all sorts of treats because it's his birthday and he deserves it. Oh my goodness, sorry about that. Hit the mic there. So back to the story. So we stop into the store and I get 2 whole boxes of brownie mix, and I get 1 tub of frosting, and I get 1 gallon of ice cream. And my mother's looking at me like, what are you going to do with all that? And I'm like, you'll see when we get home. So long story short, what I did is I baked the 2 whole batches of brownies separately. So I did 1 whole batch in a big pan. It was probably like a 13-inch by 6 or 8-inch big old brownie pan. And I'd let them cool. And then I set them off to the side. And then I did the same thing again, and I let those cool. And I set those off to the side. And then when I was done and both of the batches of brownies had cooled, I took the ice cream box and I opened it up on 2 or 3 different sides so I could get in there with a huge, big, kitchen knife. And I cut the ice cream in 1/2 inch slices, big rectangular slices. And I went ahead and I set it into in between the brownies, and I layered them in a big lasagna pan. So it was 1 layer of brownies, and then a whole layer of ice cream, and then another layer of brownies on top. And then I stuck it in the freezer, and I let it all cool even more. Then I took it back out, and I frosted it with chocolate frosting. And I'm like, this'll get Dad's goat. This'll get him. He's gonna see this right here, and he's gonna love it. And sure enough, he did. He was very happy with it. So happy birthday to you, old man, and I hope you like my my brownie ice cream cake. In case anybody's wondering, the flavor of ice cream is mint chocolate chip. It's one of his favorites. It's not just his favorites, but it's one of those flavors that everybody in the house will eat, because different people like different flavors. My mother's is a huge chocolate fan, and me and my dad like peanut butter, and my brother will usually eat peanut butter or chocolate. So, we gotta kind of we have that one flavor in the corner where we'll all eat. So we usually settle on mint chocolate chip. But yeah, no, it was definitely a big hit. The brownies, I think the first batch didn't come out quite as well as I would have liked them to, but that's not really the end of the world, and I don't know how that cow got outside of his pen. I really don't. You're supposed to stay in the pen. I have like an anti-pen room, or an anti-room, just to keep you in there. Stop. Alright, fine. You forced me to do it. You guys saw it. He wouldn't get back in the pen. I gave him a shot. He didn't listen. And of course, I'm just going to ignore the little baby cow. Because I don't know what it is, but it seems like baby cows don't wander away from adult cows. But apparently that guy up on the cliff is either an escapee or he's just a wild one. You're going down too, though, buddy. Because I need steak, and you're going to give it to me. Isn't this crazy, this like hole over here? I was looking at this the other day, and I was thinking that we need to maybe do something with, hold on, I'll get you a better view. I got to hop out of it. But like this little stone face here, I was thinking that maybe we could do something with it at some point, but it's just a thought. And it's kind of, just to show you, it's like right in front of the whole, like, mining camp thing. So, and of course that has to be TNT'd into oblivion, because come on, it's like the ugliest thing in the world up there. You know what it kind of looks like is, you know the sloth Sid from Ice Age? Like, every time I see this rock formation, I think, hey look, it's Sid. I don't know, his neck's a little thin, but you get the point. It's just this goofy looking shape, and I don't even know what to do with it. I couldn't build anything up there. Well, you know what I could? It's just, it's not in my style. That's going to be awesome for steampunk building and kind of, you know, more creative sort of things. But this is, it's just not in our style. So anyways, I have successfully told my story and digressed as usual, and I think you guys get the point. Here I am gathering resources. I'm going to get back to hacking down more of these trees because I'm doing pretty good. I got 2 stacks here. And I'm pretty happy with that. And then I'm going to meet you back here working on the house. But before I forget, one of the things I wanted to mention, and that I'm probably going to do off camera because it turns out it was a lot of work, was the fact that if you see the front of here, how this is like 3 wide, these towers, because this is 1 block window, 1 block of wall, so that's 3, so that's an odd number. And then over here it's the same pattern, 1, 2, and 3 with a window in the middle of the pattern. Well, here this is an even number, which throws it all off because it essentially makes this, the length of this wall, an even number because you've got a 2 wide window in there. Well, what I have to do is shrink this down by 1 block and essentially make this a 1 wide window and probably make it a little bit taller, I'm thinking. And that's, of course, going to bump this whole thing down 1 block. And trust me, guys, while I was home this weekend, I brought home my save file and I copied it over in Creative. So I did it in a different map, but I had to play around with this thing for probably a good 4 hours in Creative just to figure out how to get this odd numbered room, and this is 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, how to get this odd number room matched up to this even wall, and I just couldn't. Everything I did looked terrible, and so I figured that although I didn't want to move my landscaping before, and we talked about that, I'm going to go ahead and move it just in this one little case, because the rest of it actually worked out very well. But this this one occasion, it's totally warranted. So I'm going to go ahead and move that, and then we're going to talk about some of the other designs and stuff that I started laying out up here with the walls before I ran out of spruce wood. So I'm going to go back to farming, and I will see you guys in just a minute. Welcome back, everyone. It's been a few minutes and I've done a little bit of work. Namely, I have made this an odd to odd sort of scenario, as we talked about before. Another thing that I did is I went ahead and I took out this gaudily huge staircase down into the basement. We really didn't need that. It took up way too much room in the building that we had here. And although it would have given us a clear shot down into our storage room, which is important to us because we want to make sure that it's in some place that's fairly easily accessible, it just wasn't going to do the job. So what I have for you here, and go ahead and vote on this in the comments, we have one staircase here like so, and this is half slabs, and as you can see, we get a really nice view out of this window. And up here, this leaves these windows unobscured here, and I haven't quite finished those because I'm not sure how tall I want to make them, but you get the idea. Basically a window in each wall. And to compare over here, I have again a window in each wall, just kind of testing out what they would look like. And these are regular stairs going down, and this kind of intersects through this window here. So let me know what you guys think. This would take longer to go up and down, obviously, because it's half slab, so it's less efficient vertical travel. We're going only up half a block every time we go up a stair here, and here we're going up an entire block every way around. And also, I guess the voting here is whether we want this kind of caged look, if we want to keep something like these fences, or if we want to not have these fences at all. But this is going to be our storage room area down here. We probably push this back wall back a few blocks. If this is the center, then I bet you I can probably go back, and eventually I will come out the back of the cliff here. But it would behoove us, while we're doing a little bit of planning, to see how far back we can go. And of course I had to get gravel, because, you know, every time you need to dig, you know, the minute you decide, hey, I need to dig from point A to point B, there's got to be 3 patches of gravel in the way. Oh, goodness. Any more? Please, no more. And eventually we'll come out the other side here. Maybe this is a lot more meat to this mountain than I thought I had. Aha, here we go. Okay. So out here we have this. This is this great view, again, mirrored here. So we could, in theory, push this wall all the way back this far. Get rid of that. Torch back here where it gets dark. That's not what I wanted. Of course, now I'm wasting glass. Oh boy. Anyway, so we could push this back. We could probably double this room. We could probably double it that way. So we've got plenty of room for storage. So that's not going to be a problem at all. And I definitely like these spiral staircases better than I like, you know, the other staircase coming in. And of course, this is going to be a great window here because look at what we got, you know, right in the view there. It's going to be our floating island. That's just, and also the long shot in the valley. That's just going to be great, really. We can't quite, we can see the corner of the mining camp. All right, fair enough. So let me guys know what you think, or let me know what you think, guys, with the grammar and all, about the spiral staircases. Of course, if I get the stairs placed right. I wasn't thinking about this before. There you go. Now I can walk up and down them. So let me know what you think about that. And let me know what you think about putting a balcony out here. Because one of the things that I was considering from this back view is that if I continue the shape up, maybe I could do a little tower or something where I come in here, and this would be too wide if I made a house in here. And this was just like a natural pocket in the stone wall when I close it off. But another thing that I could potentially do is if I made this an odd number here, like so, and I gotta hop up to the top to do it, so bear with me for just a moment. But if I made this an odd number here, what would be a good side to do this on? This is 2, either side, I guess. Let me take it out of here. So if I went ahead and made this 3, and I move this in like so, and bring that cobblestone up, then I can fit a doorway in here. And if I can, what I might be able to do is do a little roof like so. And then bring it down on the sides, just like that. Of course, I'm placing a few extra blocks here, so I'll go ahead and get rid of them so you guys can see. And where's my dirt scaffolding? Dirt. Thank you all. And if I put on a little roof like so, I was thinking that this would be a really interesting shape. And let me explain to you why this shape might very well be so useful for us. Because having a little house or having a little entrance kind of in here would bring us back into this column, and then I could make a staircase that goes up inside of this, and it would be kind of a shortcut to either go into the storage room level from down here or up to the main room level from up here. And I'm kind of thinking that because I want to leave a balcony open to the back to the lake, to this ocean view, I'm kind of thinking that maybe if I had this staircase cut upwards and into the storage room, that would be pretty cool, because that would give us another entrance and exit into our storage, and it would make it a little bit more easily accessible. So if this is this back wall here, then we should probably come down, yeah, like right here. Like just like this. So that way effectively we've got another little door down here. We can pretty this up, and now we've come into the back side of our storage room right here. So I think that these are definitely some ideas worth thinking about, talking about. I'm going to tweak a little, or a few of them off camera, and you guys go ahead and let me know what you think about those staircases. And I'm going to gather some more sand, hopefully not down here from our pretty beaches. We sure as heck do need a lot of it. And let me know what you guys think down in the description. We're actually going to halt building on this, and next episode we're going to take the enchanting room out of there, and we're going to start construction on the mage tower, because I want to have this gone before I start the storage room and before I do any more work on that. So that's the next step, is mage tower. So thanks everybody for watching. I appreciate it very much, as always. This has been your host, Master Vinny MC, and if you have any questions or any feedback for me, go ahead and leave it down in the comments. And of course, if you like what I'm doing, go ahead and give me a like. Really appreciate it. It helps out a lot. So thank you very much. Get you guys in the future.